Good morning, fellow travelers. It's time to meal prep. It's Sunday morning, 8 o'clock. I'm a little bit of a late start this morning, but I planned it out so that I hopefully don't have too much to do. I've already made Mr. Big's breakfast for this week. So let's grab a cup of something hot and get started. Okay, it's about 8:30 and I have everything pulled. I have all of my meats and fish seasoned and I've got everything organized, so let's go. For Soup Sunday, Mr. Biggs has requested beans and rice, so I'll be making that for him. And I'll be having this beef soup that I canned in February of 2019. It's got all kind of vegetables in it, and in the bottom is a piece of oxtail. On Monday, we'll be having Brussels sprout salad. This is a raw Brussels sprout salad, and it is so delicious. It's got bacon in it, so I've got the bacon prepped and ready to go into the oven. And we'll be having that with some seasoned pork chops. Then on Tuesday night, I'll be having fish, and Mr. Biggs will be having stuffed green peppers. I'll show that later on in the video. Then Wednesday night, we'll be having meatloaf with mashed potatoes and sauteed zucchini. These are the zucchini I got from the farmer's market a couple of weeks ago. And then on Thursday night, I'm going to be having turkey tenderloin. Mr. Biggs will be having these seasoned chicken legs with some barbecue sauce on them, sweet potatoes, and some canned peas. We bought these cans of peas when the shutdown started, so they need to be used up, and this is the week. So we really do cook what we kill. This is hog sausage that Mr. Biggs and I made last fall, and it's been in the freezer, and he'll be having this with his pancakes this week instead of the bacon. I'm peeling some potatoes for mashed potatoes to go with our meatloaf meal. I'm gonna chop up the zucchini so that I can saute it in a little bit of olive oil with salt and pepper in the cast iron skillet. Chopping, chopping, chopping. I love to chop vegetables. I find it very relaxing, and I think I maybe could have been a chef because I really enjoy meal prepping and I enjoy cutting vegetables and just getting everything so tidy and perfect. I know my knife cuts aren't perfect, but you know what? They taste really good. Now I'm going to do all the onions for today's cooking. I just do everything all at the same time because it's a lot easier that way. And I'll put everything into a bowl and use whatever I need for each recipe out of one big bowl. I love my chopper. I'll put a link down below to the one that I got. I got it last year for Christmas from Mr. Biggs. It was approximately, I'm going to say $50. I'm going to start Mr. Biggs beans and rice. This is another meal that I don't eat, but he really enjoys it. So I like to cook for him and not make him eat all the foods that I eat. So I've got onion, garlic in the thing and in the cast iron, and added the beans. My rice is finished. I did brown rice this week. He doesn't complain too much about the brown rice. And put the seasoned beans on top. He actually did a taste test on the way by and said that these were really yummy. So he'll have some tonight for dinner and some on Monday morning for lunch at work. I'm going to start the filling for the stuffed peppers next. That's a pound of ground turkey. I've got some garlic in there and also some of the onion. I've added some diced green peppers as well. Now that my turkey's all cooked, I'm going to put some of the brown rice in there that I've already made and some spaghetti sauce. Jeremy's grandma always used spaghetti sauce when she made her stuffed peppers, and that's kind of the way that he likes it. I know it might be a little bit different, but that's what he likes. Now I'm got my stuffed peppers. These are the peppers that we got at the farmer's market, and they held up so nicely. They were so fresh and beautiful. Just pouring the spaghetti sauce over the top. And I'm going to put some cheese on. Mr. Biggs will complain a little bit if he doesn't have cheese on his stuffed peppers. I've tried before not to make them that way, but as you can see, I try to make spaces in between the cheese so it's not crusted with cheese. But it is what it is. You know, he's a really good sport about eating gluten-free 100%. now we're gonna clean up a little bit. I'm gonna do a super speedy tidy up where we just do up some dishes. If you're new to the channel, I do all my dishes by hand. I own a dishwasher, but basically I just use it to store my Tupperware in. For whatever reason, I just don't like dishwashers. I never have. I just think that they're noisy and loud, and if I have to touch the dishes before I put them in the dishwasher and then touch them after I put them in the dishwasher, I might as well just wash them while I'm here. For me, I think it saves time. There's only 2 of us. Maybe if I had kids, I'd think something different. Here's the meatloaf all ready to go. We've got our meal prep containers. Mr. Biggs usually has the blue containers and I usually have the red. I do give him more food than I eat. I work an office job, so I don't require a large amount of food. Mr. Biggs works in a metal shop, so he has more calories expended per day than me, who sits behind a desk all day. I don't need all those calories. We've got our nice fluffy mashed potatoes ready to go. And again, portion size for me is important so that I don't gain weight or, become unhealthy. I love potatoes and I just love potatoes. And for whatever reason, I put the peas in this meal, even though I was supposed to put zucchini in there. So I thought I'd pop in and let you know how things are going. It is 10:21, so I've been at this roughly 2 hours. My stuffed pepper meal is done, and so what will happen is Mr. Biggs will have 3 half peppers for supper. The next day he'll have 3 half peppers for lunch, and then half of this casserole dish is actually going to go into the freezer as a freezer meal for a night when either I don't feel like cooking or a meal prep. Make it easy on me. I am a huge believer in cook once, eat twice. So he really likes this meal. And my oven is preheated. My sweet potatoes are taking a little longer than what I would like, so I jacked the temp up on the oven, Iron Chef style, so that we can get those done and get the final meal put away. It's going to be the sweet potato, poultry, and zucchini meal. So just popping in here real quick and get back to it. Here I am stuffing the peppers into our meal prep containers. I know that not everyone uses spaghetti sauce in their stuffed peppers, but this is the way that Jeremy's grandma made them, and she used to make them like this for him when he was a kid. I am deathly allergic to bell peppers, so I won't be eating any of this, but Jeremy really likes it. It's a family favorite for him. I'm going to make sure to use this freezer meal in December. I don't usually like to leave this much air space in a freezer meal because they get freezer burnt, and so I'll make sure to use this up in my December meal plan. Here we go. We're going to start the Brussels sprout salad. This is my favorite cold salad. I put some cranberries, dried cranberries in. Here I am shredding up my Brussels sprouts, the raw Brussels sprout salad. I'll leave a link down below for the actual recipe, but I have made this so many times. We usually eat it about once a month, and it's super simple and easy. You can make loads of substitutions. If you don't have dried cranberries, you can always use raisins or golden raisins. There's the red onion going in, and I like quite a bit of red onion. I think the actual recipe calls for half, but I put a whole small one because I really like the red onion after it soaks in the dressing. I've also substituted pears in place of apples. This is a great recipe if you just have 1 or 2 apples left in the bag, don't know quite what to do with them. Pop them in this salad. They're so yummy. They soak up the dressing and add a sweet element. So yummy. So I'm still chopping apples. I don't know why I didn't edit this down a little better. I'm just laughing at myself. So pears are a good substitute. You can also use pretty much any kind of hard fruit, I would think. I've never used anything but apples or pears in this one. And then we're going to make the dressing. So mustard, Dijon mustard, which is a personal favorite of mine. I love Dijon mustard. And then maple syrup. I use real maple syrup because that's what it calls for, and that's the only thing that we eat. Balsamic vinegar. And the actual recipe has all of the measurements, but I've made this so many times I don't really need them. I put some garlic salt in, and that's sunflower oil. And then we're going to just whisk it up. And you see Cookie's little face there. She's wondering what's going on. Not quite sweet enough, so we're going to pour some more maple syrup in. There's my salad. I'm going to chop up my bacon to go in there. And I've put quite a bit of bacon, but you don't have to put that much, but I really like bacon. Give that a good rough chop. Throw that in there. Then dressing. Here we go. That's where the magic happens. That dressing is so yummy. I've even made it as an actual salad dressing for a regular salad. It's super good on a spinach salad with like mandarin oranges and walnuts too. Y'all know this is my favorite part. Gotta get some bacon in there. Really, really good. This is one of my favorite fall salads. You don't have to put the bacon in it if that's not for you. You could easily do a vegan version of this salad by leaving the bacon out. I just think it adds extra to it, but it would be totally vegan. Maple syrup, balsamic vinegar, salt, pepper, mustard. I think you're good. You just leave the bacon out. Delicious. Here's a close-up shot of the salad all finished. I usually add the feta cheese right when we eat it. Next up, I had a head of lettuce left in the refrigerator from we had wraps on Friday night. So I decided to turn that into a little salad. There we go, chopping up the lettuce, putting that into the bowls. We're gonna have this for lunch. Got my little tomatoes and gonna do a little bit of red onion. I love red onions. I eat them raw all the time. I just love them. And I've got a little carrot to put on there. This is just a super simple little salad. I did not want anything to go to waste in the refrigerator, and I knew that if I waited and made something else for lunch, that lettuce was going to go by, and I don't want to do that. So there they are. They're all done. Next up is our poultry, sweet potato, and I think zucchini meal. I had planned to put the different vegetable, the peas with this, but it didn't work out that way. Sometimes when I'm meal prepping, I just start and then I realize that I've gone off my plan, but that's okay. I've got baked sweet potatoes. They're nice and cool. And I have turkey tenderloin. Mr. Biggs has chicken legs. And there's that sauteed zucchini. It came out so good from the farmer's market. It was so fresh and delicious. Next up is my fish meal. Mr. Biggs does not eat fish. So I've got some whitefish, beets, mashed potatoes, and a little sweet potato that was left over. I'm going to cut up this pineapple. I bought this pineapple for 99 cents at Aldi this past week. It's really ripe, ready to go. Mr. Biggs took over chopping it. He's so sweet to me. And so we just basically snacked on that all week. It was fantastic to have it cold in the fridge where you could reach in and just grab a healthy and nutritious bite. I like having cut fruit in the fridge or fruit ready to grab because it's a healthier option than candy, which I love way too much. So in it goes, and we're able to take that out, snack on it, and put it back. So I thought I'd take you out with a little shot of the kitchen. All done, all cleaned up. Dixie had just decided to fling herself all over the floor. Hello, Dixie. Yes. All right, here we go. Stove all nice and shiny. There's my soup for later. And I'm going to, there's my tripod. I'm going to show you that lovely cast iron skillet in another video. And my new beautiful cauldron. There we go. I love my centerpiece this year. It came out so pretty. Got some essential oils cooking. Got lime and clary sage in there. And those are our lunch dishes. There's Dixie again. And there you have it. There's my lunch. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please like and subscribe.